We are back for another episode of the Free PMS Learnings Podcast Show. Woo-woo. Yes, we are on point today. Okay, let's just jump right into it. We'll start with a serious topic and hopefully move on to some lightheartedness, but we couldn't do this episode without discussing this because it's such a big topic right now. So, in 2020, Child Q, a black female child of secondary school age, was strip searched by female police officers from the Metropolitan Police Service. The search, which involved the exposure of Child Q's intimate body parts, took place on school premises without an appropriate adult present and with the knowledge that Child Q was menstruating. Teachers said that on the day of the search, they believed Child Q was smelling strongly of cannabis and suspected that she might be carrying drugs. On questioning Child Q, she denied using or having any drugs in her possession. A search of her bag, blazer, scarf, and shoes revealed nothing of significance. Remaining concerned, teachers sought the advice from the Safer Schools police officer. Due to the restrictions arising from COVID-19, this officer was not on site. He recommended that the school call 101 and ask for a female officer to attend. A male and female officer subsequently arrived at the school, followed by another 2 officers, one of whom was also female. After discussions between the police and teachers, Child Q was escorted to the medical room where she was subsequently strip searched. No appropriate adult was in attendance. Teachers remained outside the room and Child Q's mother was not contacted in advance. No drugs were found during either the strip search or a search of the room in which Child Q had been waiting beforehand. Child Q was later allowed to return home where she disclosed the events to her mother. Child Q described how she had been strip searched whilst menstruating. Due to the level of her distress, Child Q's mother took her to the family GP who made a referral for psychological support. This led to contact with Hackney Children and Family Services. What are our thoughts on this Child Q situation?
Initially, when I heard about it, I didn't believe it. I just thought this is a hoax of a story because I cannot believe that a child has been strip searched at a school. And to be fair, when I heard of it, I just thought she just searched that through her bag, like they said initially. But then further on during the last couple of days, it's been obviously people made light that it's a strip search. She was on her period, so she was asked to remove her sanitary pad. They asked her to spread her buttocks, and then when they finished it, she had to put the same pad back on and all of this, and then she was told to go home. And the girl has not been the same. This happened in year 10, so it was 2020, but she was year 10 at the time. Since then, she's been having counselling. She's a shell of herself. The school have not done anything to make amends because they obviously believe that it's still right, and the teacher at hand was working there. My initial thoughts is that this is a violation of her rights. It's an extreme violation that didn't need to happen. So even if they thought she was smelling of it or that she was taking it, by doing this, what was your end goal? What was your solution? Are you of great concern of her that you couldn't call her parents in or guardians in? Are you of great concern that you can't just make her sit somewhere to the end of the school day or stuff and then her be picked up? Why was it such an immediate threat as if she had a weapon on her to harm others?
Mm.
So my thing is that, well, this is a personal vendetta against this student, Q, and why is it taking so long for this to come to light?
Okay, great points. So, I mean, I'll just jump in. I thought it was quite shocking, to be honest with you. I think for me, the fact that no parent was there, was contacted, that should have been the first thing. This is a minor child. That should have been the first thing. No male officer should ever have been involved in anything like this. Don't get me wrong. I think it's just too easy to assume. There's loads of weed, and that cannabis smell gets on anything. You don't even have to be. And just for the record, I don't smoke cannabis. I don't smoke weed. None of us on here do. If you do, good for you. I know people that do. Some, you do you. But that smell gets in your clothes. There could have been someone on a bus. There could have been somebody who she was walking by, who was smoking it heavily, and she was just there, and it got in her clothes. And this shit can get into your hair, especially with your black woman, gets into your hair, like that doesn't necessarily mean that she's, at the end of the day, look, don't get me wrong. If you feel like someone's carrying an illegal substance, obviously you feel like you have to get the police involved. But a parent should have, no one should have touched that child. No one should have instructed that child to do anything in terms of taking clothes off. That's what I mean. Like, bag, do you know what I mean? Bag, take your jacket off. Let's have a look in your pocket. But strip search, oh hell no. That was too much, and I just the embarrassment, like, especially the person's menstruating. Like, I don't even want to sit next to someone when I'm on my period, let alone I'm removing my pad and showing you the findings of of whatever is excreted out of my body. What? Like, no, that was me. Had that been my child, I would have rained down holy hell on that school. I mean, obviously we don't know. We're just getting the synopsis of what happened. We don't know now, like what's happened in terms of from the parents' end or whatever. So I'm not judging or whatever. I'm just saying that school would not be able to operate properly as long as I'm alive because of that incident. It's just disgusting. And honestly, guys, it just makes me feel like, what did Black people do? I'm trying to scroll back through history. What did Black people do that everybody hates us so much? What? And I can't find, if anyone should be disgruntled, it's us who should be disgruntled. We've been taken advantage of. We've been pushed down physically, mentally, emotionally, and it continues to happen. And it just makes me so angry. When is this nonsense gonna stop? That's my take on it. It's just disgusting. And anyone that was involved in this should be sacked, should be let go, should be even prosecuted. This is disgusting. Snoop?
I absolutely agree with what you're saying. And I think when I heard this on the radio, I was outraged. I mean, I was driving and I was like, what the, do you know what I mean? Sort of thing, because I couldn't believe such a thing could happen to a young girl. I was just like, let alone a grown-ass woman like myself. I know how I would feel to have to strip myself in front of officers. Do you know what I mean? First of all, it's officers, yeah? So you know how Black people, we feel about that already. Do you understand what I mean? It's different when it's like, I'm sorry to say, if it's like, it is what it is. If it was like, someone of a different race, approached by officer. But for us, it really strikes a chord already, whether it's like, oh God, what have I done? Where's this gonna go to? Even when you're innocent. Even when you're innocent, there's still a sense of panic and, all of this in you. So, officers come to your school, like get you to strip. There's nobody there. Just like you said, like, where was the good old days when I get in trouble in school and the first person that I know my head teacher is calling is my parents? Exactly. And even that enough is making me shit my pants. Do you know what I'm saying? let know, even, when you're getting told off by the teachers. I don't really care. Do you know what I'm saying? Well, but my mum's coming. Oh, Lord Jesus, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So, and now, like, you bring officers in there without parental, awareness. Do you understand what I mean? Kind of thing. So nobody's there to back her up. The officers are practically strangers to that child as well. Yeah. Do you understand what I mean? She don't know them, and you're asking her to strip. The teachers that she knows, not one of them could speak up for her or advocate for her. Like, no, she can't do this. Wait for I mean, these are adults who go through yearly training of safeguarding. What are you sort of learning then if you don't know the first and foremost to protect a child in this situation, that this is not right? Do you understand what I mean, sort of thing? And I'm thinking to myself, she's stripping in front of police officers who were strangers. No teacher was even in there with her. Do you know what I mean? In her school, she's having to strip. How do you expect her to come back to this education? Like, come and study back there? The trauma of it, do you know?
Yeah.
And I was thinking, was it really necessary as well? Was it really, really necessary when a girl told you, I'm on my period, and you can see it, and you still, it's just too much. And then it says in the report that, that she was just left to pick up herself. Do you know what I mean? Like, just put the dirty sanitary towel on, is what her mum said, and just be about her business. Do you understand what I mean? I'm thinking, y'all know, once you pull your knickers down on that one, you want to get changed. You don't want to be, do you understand what I mean? You don't want to be putting the same one back on. And I just thought that is just way out of order. Now, another thing I will pick up that they said, the report says that this was just a, you guys ever heard of adultification bias? I was like, when I heard that on the radio, I was like, what is that? I ain't never heard it. So, but for those who's never heard of adultification bias, I think I looked it up and I wrote it down. So adultification bias is basically, let me see.
Is it, do they think that the person looks older than they actually are? Oh, okay.
Yes.
That's what I thought it was, right.
So it's where adults think black children are older than they are, because they they're seeing them more as streetwise. So our kids are basically judged as, older than, like age. She's 15, but you're more advanced and you're more streetwise than their co-peers. Do you know what I mean? Kind of thing, of a different race. And I just think, what the bullshit? Sometimes, okay, even if they are, but sometimes it's not their fault that they have to grow up so quick. Do you understand me? But it still doesn't mean that they're not a child. Do you understand? The law's the law.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean, sort of thing? I was just thinking, what kind of I don't know. I'm so disappointed in the Met, and I'm so disappointed in the teachers. People can say the Met to police, yes, but the teachers themselves, were in the wrong to allow this to happen.
Yeah, it's equal footing at the end of the day, because obviously now so the students of the school have now protested. The whole school came out. They did a post on Snapchat the night before, telling everyone to come out of their classrooms, to go on the staircases, and they all met in the foyer and they protested against this. And then the head teacher fired the teacher straight away. The child Q's family are prosecuting the Met Police and prosecuting the school.
Thank God.
So there's two cases going on at the same time. But my thing
was this unjustified. It was unjustified.
It still is. But my thing is that they said it's identification bias. My whole thing is that besides George Floyd, besides all the other horrendous murders have happened, have they learned nothing? Because you've taken something so small as a suspicion or something, and you've gone to the complete extreme. The Met Police, you have a choice to search someone. You have a choice of how you handle matters. You did not have to fulfill that request at that time with this person.
And what is the penalty for what she done anyway?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't match the crime.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's not a weapon. It's not something that's gonna, God forbid, destroy the school. So why is it that we were so intent at that time to do such a thing to someone? Something so small. There's so many other ways you could tackle a child who's possibly drunk on site, high on site. You understand? The least thing you should be doing is a strip search. And when she's saying she's on her period, it's not a thing of where guys, like, you know, I work in a school, we have a swimming pool. The girls half the time say they're on their period, so they don't have to swim. We can't do anything about it, you know? So we know girls will say certain things, but to the point of where if she really has cannabis there and you find it, so what if you've recovered something, Sherlock Holmes, really, at the expense of a child who's now broken for life, like Snooper said, her education, not just her education, her trust now in people, not just teachers, not just police, but in people, not knowing what she's gone through and being able to explain it and articulate it now as a girl of age 15 thinking, what is this? This is a violation without her permission in so many ways. And they're putting it down to reports and statements of just an apology or just we're going to sack this person. No, it's bigger than sacking a teacher. It's the whole concept around it that you think it's justified that if you suspect someone of something, you can do anything you want to them, regardless of age, sex, and colour. That is the major problem here. And that's what they really need to address in the UK. I'll just speak for the UK.
I think, well, both Nick and Snoop, thanks for clarification. And, you know, it's not that I choose to be ignorant. I get very, very upset and very passionate. And I'm one of these people that I've said to you girls, one of the people that I'll be on, you know, when the protest is happening, I'll be one of the ones, you know, screaming, gyrating and whatnot, and not knowing there's a camera there and not knowing that there's a policeman behind me with a baton. Like, you know, because I'll be so, you know, like, oh God, just so outraged. That's why sometimes I just have to keep calm, because we also have to go out back into society knowing that this nonsense goes out our front door. You know, it just makes me feel sick, guys. It just makes me feel sick. And I'm just like, how can you even trust anybody? You know?
Exactly. What are you supposed? Are we going to become like America and they're shooting, where we're going to have to start, you know, like proper, not that you don't already, you know, want your kids to behave a certain manner. Again, where we have to teach our kids to be a bit more grown. Do you know what I mean? Out there, you know, and can't just be free children to walk and play with their mates and whatever back from school, back from home, or whatever the case may be. Do you know what I mean? Are we going to be at that stage now where we're going to have to start teaching them this kind of bullshit, that when an officer asks you to strip search, make sure you're asking for your mum, make sure, do you understand what I mean, sort of thing like that, you know? And I'm just thinking to myself, like, you know, I'm so proud of those students who are protesting against this. You know what I'm saying, kind of thing. But again, the kind of thing now that they have to be aware of or scared of, you know, their innocence, again, just being stripped into, you know, another level of dealing with things that adults should be dealing with, you know? It's just upsetting, really. It's really, really upsetting.
Things from what you just said, Snoop, because one thing, to teach your children to ask for your mum, but again, if we are going similar to America, which is a concern, saying that she refused to do it, would they have beaten her? Do you understand? Would they have to use extreme methods? Because if you're already looking at her, exactly, like she's not even a human, I'm not going to say a child, she's not even a human being that you can even give her the respect to be able to say, do you know what, I'm on my menstrual cycle, you guys know this, and you've already even seen the niggas on, like, oh, do you know what, she really is on her period here, let's stop here. You're not even giving her that kind of courtesy or anything like that. So she's not saying, I want my mom, I want this, after. It just needs an officer to, use his authority to shut that one down. You understand? So we're equipping our children and telling them what's going on, but how much rights do they really have when they're in a place by themselves with adults? Because it even makes me concerned of, should they even go to school? Which some parents are now, some parents are homeschooling them and doing it online, or making sure it's the only black school, which we shouldn't have to do. All these kids now left in this school now are going to think, am I still going to get my GCSEs? It's already a hard enough struggle to get a job. Now I'm not going to get my GCSEs. You know, which again, you need your maths GCSE. I told them all the time, even just to work in McDonald's. So, and again, I'm not degrading any McDonald's workers. I'm just saying in terms of, even just to work certain jobs, you need certain GCSE. So again, that barrier is already there in place. So is this another way to shut the children down before they've even got a chance to graduate?
And as a parent, don't you feel like your children's school are a safe place, because it's just like having a childminder or having someone to look after your precious, and you would think that that's what I was so disappointed in the teachers, because I leave my children in your care. It's just like if my child hurts himself in the playground, I expect you to tell me, call me, tell me in whatever way, let me be aware that has happened. It's the same thing as, okay, you're smelling whatever on my child. Man, why are we smelling this on your child? We're just, worried about it. Do you know what I mean? Kind of thing. Do you want to come down because we need to call the police to, do you get what I'm saying? Kind of thing. But you haven't even questioned the parents. What if, I don't know the parents, and I'm not judging, but that's a child. What if the parents are the ones smoking it and she lives in that environment? Do you understand what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that because we don't know that. I'm just saying, do you know? Sometimes it might not be, just like you said, you go on the bus, you go wherever. She might be hanging around with a group of, other kids that, that smell came off on her, but she never touched it. Do you get what I'm saying? Kind of thing. All different things before you start, I think just calling the police down there was just too far down the line. I think the parents itself could have been enough. Look, we suspect your child is whatever. Can you please take her home? Done.
There you go. Simple. Take her home. Let her sleep it off. Whatever you need to do. Come back the next day, or she's going to be in, detention or whatever it is. But to the extreme to call a strip search. Yeah.
It's too much. It's a lot we can say about it, but I'm sure it just progress. Like more would develop on the case as well. So but just like you said, the people involved need to lose their job. You said that. They just need to. You can't trust them. Sorry,
they do. Well, we can, obviously, listeners, if you guys have any opinions or any views that you want to share with us, or any details, or Child Q's mum, we'll be happy to have you on the show. Talk to us. Tell us what's going on. Anyone who's connected to the issue, anyone who knows more information, anyone who's just got an opinion, you can contact us. You don't know how to do it. We'll give you all the handles at the end. So, okay, so let's kind of move on. We can come back to this. If we get any updates or any feedback from the listeners, we can come back to this and talk about this again. But, let's try and move on and try and, because we're getting riled up, and it's a nice day today. Let's try and, enjoy.
Well, I think we're still going to be riled up because our next topic is about Netflix charging.
For God's sake!
Netflix are now aware, not that they haven't been, that obviously people are sharing password accounts. Do you know what I mean? Password to their account over multiple houses. So now they want to charge users for extra. Basically, if your account is shared across different houses, so you'll be charged extra for that. Wow. Now, I know that's game over for a lot of people. I know there's a lot of people thinking, not now, Netflix. First of all, their prices have gone up. So people are already upset about that. Yeah. Now, do you know what I mean? They're going to try and catch you out. All y'all who your best friends or your ex don't even know that you've got their password and you're using it. Yeah. So they're going to start charging for that now. So, what are you guys thinking? Is now the right time with all the...
There's never a right time.
There is never a right time. That is a perfect answer to that question.
I can't take this anymore. I can't take, the little joys, the little pleasures you get.
Right? Just
getting that password and knowing you don't have to pay anything. Just the one thing now that we don't have to pay anything for. We're here paying for the air we breathe, paying double in gas and electric. I mean, what else?
Don't say what else. Please don't say what else, because there will be something else.
Guys, honestly, listen. Look, the president of Netflix, please, we're inviting you to come on the show and justify this madness.
He's too busy. He's on our island somewhere enjoying his best life.
For what I know, it's like Netflix has got about 100 and something billion.
Oh,
you know what I mean? I'm like, is this really hurting you?
Really?
You've already earned so much. Let us just enjoy.
As the Spanish would say, that's what. What in God's name?
What will you gain? Because really, people are not going to pay for the extra password. We might all go back to Sky at this rate. Like, come on.
Well, Sky will be happy to open their doors back to you, but I ain't going back to Sky.
I'm not going to.
Listen, we're not talking about me personally. Not me personally, Snoop. Remember.
Listen, guys, I believe in the people. We will find another way to get round.
Yes, we will.
Find another way.
And if you find a way, please share it with us. Just send it to us in our inbox.
Of course, I will share. Now, I'm just, like I said, I'm doing appeal. Okay, I'm doing a public service PSA, public service announcement. Director, head of Netflix, we demand your presence on the next show. We demand you to contact us and give us the justification for this nonsense. We're outraged.
If you want any time for us to be on your panel, then please do let us know at the same time as well.
Let Nick know. Let Nick know. I ain't got time for that. Let Nick know.
If you see how I'm pointing right now, I wish you guys could see how mad I am about this. I mean, all the little pleasures that we have in this life, there's not that many that are free. And this is one of them that we're enjoying for free. Listen, I'm not happy with this. I'm not. And I demand answers.
There goes all the Netflix and chill dates, you know, all that out the window now.
Anyway. My blood pressure. I'm going to bring it down, my blood pressure.
I think you need to bring it down now.
Yeah. This is nonsense.
It was supposed to help you.
This has been one of the most negative episodes we have ever recorded. I'm outraged. That's the bottom line. So on that note, before I now have to reach for my blood pressure medication, we're gonna leave the episode there. Guys, I'm begging. Fans, email us. If any of you don't know personally the director, the heads of the Netflix, let us know. Okay, I'm not revealing who I'm getting the free thing from because I don't want them involved in this. They got nothing to do with this, you know. So, you know, guys, if you know anyone connected to the topic,
it's only those getting it free that are going to be outraged.
That's not the point.
Are looking like
we the people. That is not the point, Snoop. We the people demand answers.
Y'all the people. Y'all the people. Because I pay my
y'all too. Y'all the people. I'm advocating for you too.
She don't want it. She's calm.
Okay, so as always, guys, you don't know where to find us. Instagram, Podbean, Facebook, Insta, iTunes. You can email us please email us. Please, I've got some hot topics we're on right now. Email us at freepms.ladies@gmail.com. I'm your girl, Queen P.
I'm Snoop.
I'm Nick.
Goodbye.
Bye.